welcome back to the hills. It is December 13th, and I am back in a very familiar location. I'm back on the piece of public where I took my Thanksgiving Day buck and a few does this year, 3 does to be exact. I ended up starting my hike in this morning a lot earlier than I planned. There was about 9 cars down at the parking lot, which doesn't have me really worried because it's the only parking lot that you can park on to access this property. And there's thousands of acres up here. But I did want to get an early start because my plan today is literally just walk around and still hunt all day. I grew up still hunting this property. I've been successful doing it several times. And I just thoroughly enjoy it. I don't have to wear as many layers because I'm moving all day. I get to explore things, see things. It's kind of fun when the pressure's off per se, because you've got meat in the freezer and you're not really worried about taking anything home with you. My only worry is not ruining the hunting experience for anyone else. So like I said, I left the truck. I started hiking in at dark, which I normally don't do when I still hunt up here, because there's about a mile of property that I didn't get to see. It was all under the security of darkness. So if anything does happen today, the recording will not be the greatest because everything will be filmed off of a action camera, unless I sit down somewhere and pull the big camera off the bag. So we're just gonna ease on through here. The nostalgia is so high this morning. It's about 30 degrees when I left the truck, and I just got that feeling, of like being a kid running through the woods again. So I'm pretty jacked about that. I'm probably going to stay on this fire road for another 1.5 miles. I might jump off. I might sit. I don't know. That's the best part about still hunting is you can make up your mind as you go. So hang around. Hopefully things get a little interesting. Alright, I've made it about another 1.5 miles since my morning interview, and I'm moving quicker than I like to, which got me thinking about the speed you as a hunter should be moving while you're still hunting. And I kind of wanted to explain to you guys what it is that my thought process is while I'm still hunting these big mountains and going through them. And the more I was thinking about it while I was walking, the more I realized that it's kind of something you can't really teach someone. It's really hard to learn the pace at which you should be traveling, but I think it's even harder to teach it. I mean, for years, I butchered it. I'd either be going way too fast and spooking everything, or way too slow and I was behind all the action. And it took me years to be able to actually, and I wouldn't even say master it, because I definitely have not mastered it. But one of the biggest suggestions I could give you is if you're in a spot where either there's no way you could get a shot off, or like this spot that I just came out of. I don't know if you can tell in my little interview camera here, but that was to my back and I was super exposed. So I just burned through there as quick as I could, as quietly as I could, but as quick as I could. And then when you're in areas or you're in an advantageous position, so you can get a clear shot. You're pretty well secured as far as, hid. You've got cover, and you're where a deer should be. That's when you want to just slow down and basically crawl through there, making as little noise as possible. Eyes are always up. You never want to be looking down. You never want to stop. Like, I'm out here in the open right now, but I've got some thick cover around me, and obviously I'm talking, so if there's any deer, I'd be screwed anyways. But you want to be, you want to stop in places where you're in a spot that if a deer were to walk through, or whatever you're hunting were to walk through, you'd be in a place where you could successfully execute a shot. My biggest tip that I can give you, because the woods are going to be the biggest teacher when it comes to this, like, you have to have experience doing it. And there's nothing worse than spending all season long to find a deer while still hunting and your experience be busting it. So that's why I've always been an advocate of small game hunting. Squirrels, rabbit, preferably something where it's you versus the animal, not something with dogs. I mean, that's all good and well, and it's fun, and I highly recommend you do it. But if you get out here and you do some small game hunting, the lessons that it will teach you for these bigger animals, such as deer and turkey and bear and everything like that, it's a completely invaluable experience. Like, you can't put a price tag on the lessons that small game hunting will teach you. So just a little thought while I was out here. That's a really big rub, especially for this area. He's either coming down out of that bottom and heading up top, checking for does, or that's where he's staying, is up top. Wind is pretty much coming down out of that top. It's not going to stay like that long, though. That sun is trying to peek over the ridge, and it's going to pull these thermals up. I would imagine he's up in there. If he's in the area, he's going to be up there somewhere. Crows are going crazy. Alright, I just got up here, basically above, a good ways above, but up above where I killed that 10 point on Thanksgiving. And I just found those really fresh rubs. And they are fresh, like probably within the last couple of days. I'm gonna see if I can slide up here and find somewhere to sit for a little while. I can't pass up sign that big, that prominent. Now, I typically don't key in on rubs as much as I do scrapes. Especially on the side of this fire road like this, because all three of those rubs were right on the side of this fire road. So I know that they were left at night, but he's in here somewhere. I know he is. So we're gonna find somewhere to set up and sit for 30 minutes to an hour. He's just skirting down this fire road at night. There's a hunter down there. 2 hunters down there. Dang it. Alright, let's keep going then, because that's not conducive to our plan. They're in a good spot. Good luck to them. Alright, we are not gonna set up back there. I don't know if you could see it in the DJI, but as I was pushing up this fire trail looking for a place to set up on that sign, 2 hunters came underneath me. And just because I know where that is going, they're going to end up being right where I want it to be. So we're just going to keep going on with the plan originally of staying on our feet. But it's nice to know that I'm in the right area. There's a big buck in here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but he's in here somewhere. He's definitely been cruising up and down this fire trail. I'm imagining at night. So right down over there is, I mean, it's a good chunk of change as far as walking, but that's where I've been taking all those does. And I ended up killing that 10 point. It's down in that bottom. And I guarantee he's just cruising this fire trail. He might be hitting it in the day, now that I think about it logically, because he's probably catching it off the thermals coming up. I've never really known does to be up top, so there's not much bedding up there. There's a lot of food up there, though, so he might be cruising down below while they're feeding at night. Yeah, that's probably what he's doing. Either way, with those 2 other hunters walking through here, I'm just gonna burn the fire trail and try to get up in front of them. So at the beginning of the day, I talked about feeling nostalgic, and it's kind of why right here I knew that I was gonna go past this spot today. So up there, way up on that ridge, probably about 200 yards-ish away from where I am. That's where I started this whole obsession for the outdoors. When I was 8 years old, that's where we hunted. We used to have access off of private down in here, and it saved us this 4-mile hike that I've took so far. Getting back in here, I took my very first deer off of that bank. It's changed a lot, and so have I, but it's still standing. It's still providing. It's still this beautiful thing that God made it to be. And you know, like, it's kind of sentimental, you know. Make sure you're voting, guys, because if I ever lost something like this piece of public land that I'm on, man, that'd really blow. All right, let's get out of our fields and go try to kill a deer. Wind shifted, thermals are starting to pull. I'm kind of getting in a little bit of a tight spot here. And they're just going back and forth. I'm good for anything below me, but anything up there, not so much. I need to make a decision, and I need to do it quickly. Yeah, see, it keeps going back and forth. Now it's going back out that way. Either way, this is not the place to be standing. All right, well, this is good. Big rub right there. This buck's doing exactly what I thought he was doing. He's cruising this whole top, because right down in here is where all the does like to hang out. That's a big old rub that I just spotted back there. So I'm gonna dump in off of here and find somewhere to set up. Maybe. There's quite a bit of human presence right here. Illegal fire pit. I don't know, I might keep pushing just a little bit. I got plenty of time left in the day. I might just push out here to see if I can run into anything else. Yeah, that sounds good. Try to get away from whatever the heck's going on out here. Alrighty. Made it back here to the old signpost rub. I've known about this thing for a few years now. It's definitely getting hit. I don't want to walk in there. I don't see a scrape with it this year. But they're definitely still using it, so I'll just ease on up here. I'm kind of thinking that back there is probably where I should have been. It doesn't really matter because I'm still hunting anyways, right? Like, I can always go back to it. But I do believe there's such thing as getting too far past pressure. Right, deer are animals of opportunity. They want to be in the easiest yet safest location that they can be in. So easy meaning easy access to food, bedding, and water, right? 3 key principles. And back here they've got food, the bedding is a little scarce, and the water is even scarcer. So, we'll see. I'm gonna push off to the end of the fire trail. It ends up here in a cul-de-sac and then kind of just kicks off into a little foot trail. And if I don't see anything that really piques my interest, I'm gonna turn around and head back to where I was thinking I was gonna jump off at. It's pushing about 10 o'clock in the morning now, so I'm kind of moving a little bit freer because does should be bedded and bucks are going to be cruising looking for them, and they're going to be a little bit dumb. So it's risky, but it helps me cover a little bit more ground quicker. Made it back into some really good sign. Now I've got another problem, to figure out how to hunt it. It is thick in here. I can't see more than 20 yards, and I don't have a way of getting elevated. I'm gonna try to get in here and sit up somewhere for a little bit, mostly to take a break, but also see if I can catch some midday movement. I'm seeing just a little bit of human sign from hikers. The best I can tell, there's dogs with them. So either hikers or houndsmen. So I might finally be getting somewhere that'll be worth sitting down in the middle of rifle season. Me and gun season don't get along. I'm really happy everybody's out here hunting, but it kind of puts a little bit of a wrench in my plan. I'm not complaining. I'm really glad people are out here hunting. Meh. Buck. Meh, 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 meh. I don't got that shot. That sucks. I couldn't tell what he was. I know that this DJI, there's no way it caught him on camera, but I came around this corner right here and I was thinking to myself, you know, I either need to turn around or stop because I'm about to bust something. And sure enough, I heard something kick off the bank. I flipped the camera on and I could see him hightailing it up through there. I couldn't tell what he was, but he was a shooter. Like, I saw enough antler to know that I was going to be happy with him. I probably could have forced a shot through there, but after my mishaps in Kentucky, I'm kind of just a little bit gun shy, no pun intended, about forcing anything through anywhere because I don't want to make another bad decision. Worst case scenario, you know, I clip him and he goes on and on and on and on, and there's just no way I'd be able to keep up with him through these hills to be able to put him down and keep him from suffering. So that was pretty cool. It was successful. I mean, I failed successfully. I'm probably going to back out now of this area and head back to where I was seeing that other sign. I'm not 100% sure. I may go down the trail. It's hard to say. Like, I didn't booger it. I know he didn't smell me. I just don't think that there's anything else in here. He was laying down with a doe. I could see the doe. I could have killed her 4 different times. So I think he brought her back in here to get away from all the other deer. So I'm probably just gonna push back. That's probably gonna be the smartest idea. That got me fired up. That definitely got me fired up. All right, I've made it back to the like second or third spot that I thought I was gonna drop in on. But anyways, I made it back here. I basically ran to get here. I don't know why. I guess seeing that deer got me excited, thinking that they're all bedded down with does right now. I used to hunt this hill religiously as a kid. And one thing I have never mastered is getting in here without jumping anything that's already bedded. So, this might turn into a bit of a rodeo here in just a second. We're about to find out. Alright, I slid down into this creek bottom. I used to actually have a stand set up about 50 yards to the left of where I'm sitting right now, which ideally would be the better place to be sitting, but you kind of have to be elevated to see over the laurel or sit right in the middle of the wide open. But they like to cross through the creek right there. When I got down in here, I saw two pretty decent rubs. I still haven't found the sign, like the sign that I'm crazy about. But there's definitely a buck using this area, this whole creek bottom. Now, if he's coming through here just looking for does, or if he's actually hanging out down here, is to be determined. I'm leaning more towards the former than the latter. I don't really, other than this laurel patch being behind me right here, I don't really see a good reason for a mature buck to want to live in here. But deer do what deer do, and they always make me look stupid, so I never say never these days. I've got so many squirrels around me right now. There's like 6 just running in circles right behind me. 4 out in front of me. I'm starting to think that I'm not going to really be able to pay attention to anything right here, so I might need to move. Got a doe cruising through the bank. There's no way you can see her. There's another one. I couldn't tell what that last one was. Not the path I was hoping that they were going to take. But it's the one I should have known they were going to take. Well, that was cool. I know I didn't get any film of them on the big camera. They were just way too far out there. Oh, I'm still standing right there. I can't tell what it is. I could kill it right now if I knew it was a bug. I just can't tell what it is. All I can see is it's basically from its shoulder to its butt. I cannot see anything on its head. And I know there's no way I'll get her on it on the big camera. I'm going to give it my best try here. That's just really far out there for this camera to be able to pick up. How it doesn't even know I'm here is beyond me. As much as I've been moving around. Yeah, this dang thing ain't gonna be able to pick up any of it. I need a telephoto lens to be able to get it. There they go. I think they just got in the wind. isn't good enough to see that far. That's got me slightly worried that I don't think a bug's going to be tailing them, but if he is, I am not in the right spot. So I should probably get on the move. I need to let them push off, and then I'll probably bump up over there at midday movement in December in western North Carolina. There's something about it. I am back up on my feet and moving. It's pushing 1 o'clock. I'm gonna head down towards the direction that those does went and cross over that ridge, and that'll drop me basically back onto the other side of the whole mountain system that I just came across. These daggum squirrels. I've never seen this many squirrels up here. And just not caring that I'm here. They just keep running around and around and around. I have to come back up here with the shotgun here soon. Made it back down to the fire trail. All sorts of mountain bikers and hikers are out right now, and yeah, I'm probably just gonna call it a day. It's kind of, I don't know, I got a bittersweet feeling right now because I know this will probably be my last time deer hunting for the 2025 season. I'm gonna go film Brandon and maybe film some other people, but man, if this is the final ride for me, what a season it's been. And there's been a lot of highs, and boy, there's been some lows this year, but all in all, I say it every year, but this has been the best year of deer hunting that I've ever had. It's a real honor and a privilege to be able to share these experiences with you guys, whether you're here on YouTube or maybe you follow me on TikTok, or even if it's just Instagram or Facebook. This has been a hell of a year, and I'm appreciative to all of you guys. So, till next time, see you on the hill.